Previously on Hi-Fi Rush.
How about
Dunk dunk.
Like I said, they're gonna keep getting mileage out of that scene.
holy crap?
I love this whole parody of them just doing like.
I was really hoping they would just continue with the app.
Yeah.
Make you come on strong, sir.
Second best character in the game right there.
Things seem to fail. Perhaps you lack
The robot with the goatee?
qualities you think you have.
Yep.
That's my buddy Cinnamon, a psych AI. Tells the truth no matter how much it hurts.
This is surprisingly entertaining.
That is, he is doing what I was doing when it came to like editing the videos for this Let's Play. just scrolling back and forth on Chai getting punched.
Pepperman, wonderful to finally meet you in person.
Holy crap, he's huge.
Some macaroons sitting
We got
right
some new buddies here.
Suddenly I feel like the least competent person in the room.
What's happening?
Jai, meet Macaron.
By
Hi.
design.
On the inside. Wait, was that you hacking the test labs?
Just my way of showing who's boss.
Yep. Macaron was our deep throat in this whistleblower scandal. The whole thing with Spectra.
His crew and now
One of the senior employees back in the old days from when like Roxanne Vandeley was the original head of the company. But never mind Macaron right now. Like, we need to talk about Cinnamon.
I will say, you may have to do more than just work on Zanzo.
You might recall I had mentioned offhand that there is a character, like all the way back in track 1, the very first video I mentioned there was a character whose entire gimmick is drawing expressions on his face with Sharpie. This was that
Vaguely, yeah.
character.
Something big is going down
The
there.
whole idea
You've
is
got
that
to be proactive.
because his robot face cannot emote on his own, and he is supposed to be like a psych AI, basically almost like giving psychiatric evaluations and counseling to the employees. It'd be kind of unnerving if he could not like show any sign of like empathizing. Oh yeah, that's the trigger for for Macaron.
We're still working on it.
That wall was made with Z shielding.
Oh no. Does that mean I have to fight?
I believe it does, sir.
I'm just picturing him with a little bottle of Windex going.
Hey Chai, before heading out,
But yeah,
mind coming over here?
Cinnamon's idea of like trying to like make it easier to appear empathetic to like people like he works with, but like giving like psych evaluations and whatnot, is to draw expressions on his face in order to reflect what his actual mood is.
Honestly, I don't even know where to begin.
I've never seen anyone with draw a sarcastic expression on themselves. It's impressive.
Creation since his exile from development.
Yeah. But I love Cinnamon. He is one of the prime examples of like great robot buddies in video games. He honestly reminds me of Kane from Binary Domain.
Oh yeah, now you mention it. Except not
Yeah.
French.
Why not try?
Yeah,
it
like
now?
if you had like changed his like inflection to come off as sounding French, it would absolutely be dead on with Kane.
So I gotta
Absolutely.
Very, very similar physical design as well.
Oh, Mr. Chai, isn't it obvious?
Of course it is. I just want to confirm it with you.
I can see.
And then tell me, what does the D stand for?
So Macaron designed me as a consciousness review allocation personnel. Hence, Cinnamon.
But that doesn't actually it even.
No need to dwell on names. Unfortunately, not all of us can have a very common and usual name like you, Mr. Chai.
Yeah, he is still very capable of sarcasm, even though like his tone, like his voice module is not the best at conveying it.
It kind of reminds me of the robot from Rogue
No
One,
one answers. I dodge volcanoes coming here.
who I think was like a reprogrammed assassin
I
droid.
ran here.
So what you're saying is, you were worried about me.
What? No, it was more general concern.
Peppermint,
for the
don't fall for this. He's
state of
trying to
things.
get you into the
So I'm
Sundari
assuming
Act.
you
Stop
were
it.
behind me because you thought I was
Friggin'
close.
baka.
No, I mean not to that level, but it was good I was close by.
Yeah. Oh well.
Let me guess. The inside
Their
you've been
trust
talking
gets
to
better
this
over
whole
time, thankfully.
I fail to see how it could
Can
degrade
put the pieces
further.
together.
Why wouldn't we?
Especially after the end of track 2? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You never listening to me? You telling me
Yeah, that's case in point.
Those were
For an example.
Well, I didn't need another one of those.
Slip-ups is too minor for that. Fuck-ups is the more appropriate term for what you did.
I would go one step further. I would call it a goddamn fucktastrophe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're finally getting a bit of like delayed like trigger on like the on the various Wall of Fame achievements that we got last chapter.
Hansel, so alright
What are you talking about? You can literally destroy what's holding us back.
But yeah,
Right,
Macaron,
I know, but
he's a sweet guy. He's super strong, but he's clearly built for like the timid giant type of trope.
Yeah, he's like the exact opposite of Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII.
it is kind of
Yeah,
my job,
yeah, who is just so aggro about eco-terrorism.
So I was thinking, why not
We would not want to get these two in the same room, Macaron and Barrett.
Oh god, can you imagine?
Like Macaron would just feel so small in his presence, and the ironic part is that Barrett would probably not be anywhere as tall as him.
It's like half his size.
Once you level up a chip, you can
I mean,
switch
it's
back
like,
and forth to lower levels.
I mean, what is it like where it's like with dogs, you know how they're all different sizes. It's always like the super big dogs that are always like the chillest and low key ones, and it's always like the small tiny ones that are just like super antsy and like acting like they always have something to prove.
Yeah, not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we were visiting some of my girlfriend's family a few years back, and their family had these huge, I don't know what they were, but these dogs were the size of water buffalo, and their owners were like clearly treating them as like show dogs, like wouldn't let them up on the sofa, wouldn't pay attention when they were obviously needing it. And we're obviously like, if you get a dog, you get it as a pet, you get it as a friend, a companion. So we were like, oh, he's a good girl. And these dogs immediately were like, I will take a bullet for you. The owners were like, no, away from them, you're bothering them. And those dogs were like, nuh-uh, I am not shifting from this point.
Oh, just so sweet.
It was like, I didn't mean to steal your dog from you, but clearly I'm treating them better, so,
Yeah.
tough noogies.
And this is the cat person that's doing it.
Yeah. I like dogs enough, but I love cats more.
Yeah.
All right, so fill me in.
So we got some new chips, swapped them out. Like, as we upgrade our chip slots, you'll find that, like, you're actually seeing, like, the start of what my preferred chip loadout is, which is the battery magnets, which, like, allows me to, like, get more batteries to fill the reverb gauge. And the other is getting more batteries to come out, like a higher chance of batteries spawning when you successfily parry attacks.
Right, so setting up, like, a constant loop of special attacks.
Correct. Yeah, because once I get access to like my favorite preferred like reverb special attack, that's gonna get used a whole lot more, and then the issue of my combo score not being S rank in particular is going to go away very quickly. Because I mean, obviously it would have gone away sooner if I was making more use of jam combos, but it's the sort of thing where like both of those still take the reverb gauge in order to power it to begin with.
Next time I won't be here to protect you.
Anyway, yeah, we were talking with Macaron about like the dangers of meeting strangers on the internet.
Yes, let's tell the 7'2" guy about stranger danger. The man built like a fucking tool shed needs to be kept and protected.
Mission report. Our goal.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if he can help it, he'd prefer to stay on the pacifist route. Oh, there's another. No, we are never gonna stop showing it, Chai. Shut up.
So I'll configure 808 to call Macaron in.
Call me in.
I'll explain later.
Oh, finally you are rebelling, sir. After all these years of inaction.
Thanks for the Positive reinforcement.
I believe this is what they call fight the power, Sir Macaron.
So let's
So,
get back
Macaron,
to
have
the
you
job.
heard of a band
Destroy
you might be
Spectre.
familiar with
Simple
called
enough.
Public Enemy? They do say
Never
some
battered-
very bad. They do say some very bad words, but their tunes are quite danceable.
Never badder than bad, because the brother is madder than mad at the fact that's corrupt like a senator.
Rather fuck him and John Wayne.
By the time I get to Arizona.
They will blame me for all this. Oh, please stop. You will get me fired.
Oh yeah. So as was obvious from like from the mission reports, little cutscene beforehand, as if it were any surprise, Macaron is our second assist character.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll see it more in detail like once we're able to summon him for the first time. But obviously, like with everything in this game, the introduction of these concepts is very controlled to start with. So we're not obviously going to start with combat applications, just level progression,
Firmware
Yeah.
updated.
which is simple and effective.
Should be good to go.
Seawall,
Try
punch
calling
wall.
in Macaron.
Mm-hmm. And this one, at least, has compared to Peppermint's, has a very explicit timing
All
mechanic,
my slaves. What? There we go.
just like with the beat hits.
Macaron. First step into the wild.
Also, you could probably notice that, like, depending on which assist character you have queued up, the color ring on 808 changes to reflect it.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Yeah. Suggestions to help with like staffing for R&D. Tell Zanzo to stop doing his bullshit.
Denied.
As long as Kale continues to have Zanzo suck up to him, like he will keep giving him whatever like room to like pursue his projects however he wants. Except of course whenever Roquefort decides to make a stink about how much money he's wasting.
Climate, and we're back where we were.
Oh yeah. So like coming up very soon, I actually like, you know, before I forget about it, I even had to like go back through these videos again just to remind myself of where this particular like vlog is, because I have made allusions to this being like something that was in this game and that it is an important log to find. Not that one, it's a bit later, but there's a funny bit of like of audio being converted to text, including his death screen.
I can just picture being like,
But like there, I mentioned that there was a vlog where the contents of it like is a joke that ties into a running gag that appears in a few cutscenes later on, where
Yes.
if you did not find the vlog, you would not know where the origin of the joke came from.
that's right, yeah.
So I want you to pay attention to it when we get to it, so you will be fully prepared to appreciate the ways in which everyone at Vandeley is going to get screwed by this.
My peepers are peeled.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
The head of security seems to have limited permission, though.
Why wouldn't the head of security have full access?
I mean, I could believe they do that.
Yeah.
All eyes on it.
Like if they have like they're obligated to have like a department on hand that needs to abide by like some manner of reasonable law in a company that would prefer not to adhere to any reasonable law.
Honestly, like, all the bits about corporate malfeasance are the easiest to believe and understand.
Yeah. Anyway, it is right around here very soon. I think you could kind of see like the pop-up show around like this pillar. So here it is. Employee that is very disgruntled and doing the Japanese trick of trying to make them quit instead of firing them. And he's in charge of the coffee machines. So he decides, my parting gift, I'm gonna hack the coffee machine so that they only pump out decaf. And I was the only one in charge of the firmware. Have fun, fuckos.
That fucking monster.
It is a monster, but remember who's in charge of this company. Remember how many of the people in this company are humans.
Like, 6?
Basically. Except now one of them's dead.
Ah, well, 5.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Seb.
This is what it comes
Or as I like to call it, Seb. Ah! Because of the AAA.
Not only that, but making them
My favorite running joke in regards to, like, that designation for, like, the scale and budget of video games, mostly in regards to how Ubisoft tried to get one over people with, like, passing off Skull and Bones as a quadruple A game. And the idea
Trying
is
to
just
make
that...
fetch happen.
the way to go.
Yeah, it's just the idea that, like, they just add more A's to it because it is a cry for help every time they are having to spend, like, more money and time than they ever want to.
Gonna fast track this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, with all the crunch, you can't cry because you're already desperately dehydrated
You're willing to put
from
in
all the
time. Maybe
overworking.
some rewards in it for you just yet. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of, just more nonsense from Sebastian, but they at least kind of connect to, like, a very vague thread that goes through it where, like, Sebastian is rightfully disgruntled about, like, the current state of affairs in the company. The fact that he is technically the head of human resources.
And he's not
And
human.
Because A, he's not human, and B, he's able to recognize that he's in a very tough position in that despite his job being about having to resolve, like, these sort of problems, like, the entire company structure is designed to not allow for it. So he's starting to get ideas in his head that him and maybe his buddy Joseph can finally, like, make, like, an honest fight within the system to actually institute some changes for the good of everyone employed.
Do it, man. Tear the motherfucker down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I always feel... I can't help but feel like at times that it feels similar to people that foolishly believe that by serving as a cop, they can change the system from within.
Yep. It's not a case of the system is broken and needs to be fixed. It's always the system is working exactly as intended and needs to be destroyed.
Yep. Very much so.
Stay tuned for
hey.
more of my controversial political opinions.
Anyway, I got lucky again, knocking a standee into the magma. I don't need to keep doing it for any achievements. I just do it because fuck Zonzo.
At this point, you're kind of just locked in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a moral obligation, really.
I mean, I figure at some point you'll be kicking his teeth in anyway. You might as well get the practice in while you can.
Yeah. I hope you're excited for how he gets dealt with because it ties into everything about how much of a fucking nerd he is.
Oh shit.
Playing tic-tac-toe with himself. That's how bored he is.
I mean, I've been there, dude. That's why they won't let me near any sharp implements.
Give it a shot. Call me in.
Alright, now here's the real combat application for Macaron. That is as straightforward and understandable as it gets. You see Z shielding, which is generally for, like, green-colored enemies. You call the big guy in and he'll break it. In the case of this particular enemy, it takes 2 summons of Macaron in order to deal with it. But once that's done, any and all damage will work on the big guy. You can fill up the stun gauge, work it into a normal combo, all that stuff. The only frustrating part is that because of the fact that that Macaron summon ability gets introduced mid-mission, like, you don't get the opportunity at the start of track 4 to, like, buy his rhythm assist, like, jam combo linkers. Or even his beat parry, which I did buy for Peppermint at the start of the video, where if you successfully parry an attack on the beat, or also dodge an attack exactly on the beat, that's the other thing it can do. It'll basically, like, produce, like, a circle that, like, closes in just like the beat hit. You press the assist button, and then your assist character will do a very specific type of attack for that, and it doesn't cost any reverb.
He's the only one who can take out enemies Z shielding. Macaron's hits can really do some straight damage.
But fortunately, Macaron is still pretty useful to have, like, called into a fight, even if there is no Z shielding, as you would expect, because he's got a very wide hit radius.
Yeah.
Which might be a good time to switch to.
Yeah, I noticed
other
his
forms.
recharge was about twice that of Peppermint's.
I love this guy.
Yep.
glad to see you
Every assist character has their own recharge rate. There are chips that you can assign that obviously shorten it,
Yeah.
but considering the amount of slots you have to work with by the end of the game, which is like fully upgraded, it's a total of 5, I still find that there's like a better use for all 5 of those slots than needing to have have faster
Find
cooldown
another way
rates.
in. I'll be right
Yeah.
back. Cinnamon is trying to give me a personality test.
They are.
What does QWOP mean in the Myers-Briggs personality test?
Oh well. Unfortunately, Peppermint has now committed to a very horrible mistake. Not the personality test, but leaving Chai alone.
Don't get mad.
Unsympathetic.
See, I was gonna say, what, is she gonna make this her entire personality now?
You are only proving me correct.
Come on, Chai. You can vouch for me, right?
I'm staying out of this.
Yeah, best thing you can
Rightfully
do.
so.
She can teleport. She will punch you in the face.
So, I unfortunately make a mistake in this area that is so minor that you probably would not have noticed if I didn't mention. There was a graffiti in this room that I completely missed.
Oh dear.
But here's the thing. I realized after the fact that when I was getting all of the collectibles for this, on the first run, that was the only thing that I missed when I could have gotten it at the earliest opportunity. Just that one graffiti. In fact, blink and you miss it, it was actually on the wall up there as I was moving the camera. I somehow still miss it at this juncture, but I get back to it in the post-game.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it pains me even now. But, I mean, the fact that I get everything that is possible to get outside of the post-game specific collectibles is a surprise, because I was actually using very few guides in general. Mostly because it's kind of hard to find any reasonable written guides, I guess I could say, as far as, because, sometimes I get lucky with, guides on, the Steam community hub for a game, where they'll do what I actually prefer, where here's some texted images, instead of here's a video you have to sit through.
Yeah.
I am of the game facts generation. Just fucking give me an actual honest-to-God fact.
If I wanted to watch a video, I would have gone to YouTube. I didn't.
Yeah. Also, I can't believe I missed my chance to talk about it, because I literally hung on it on screen. But there was a chip in there called a rhythm, magnet. It was specifically a cancel on your magnetism for picking up gears and other items. It's a useless anti-power-up that is thrown in there because the store description says that Peppermint threw it in there just to see if Chai would be smart enough to read the descriptions. They threw in a joke item for the purpose of continuing to dunk on our boy here. But this is the result of letting Chai wander off. He went into the AR labs, which is gonna be a huge fucking detour from the AI labs.
It's like I'm really there.
I know. Awesome, right? Oh, good. Now, show me what I missed. Just a little extra.
So this setup at least is pretty easy way for them to get more enemy encounters in,
Yeah.
while just having it be whatever they want. Now, one thing that hopefully will show up relatively soon, now that I've gone and bought, the various, upgrades for macarons, his rhythm assist attacks, as well as, charge and all that stuff, is that... Or I forget if it was actually, in there or not. I'm trying to think if it is, his specific parry follow-up. If you parry an attack and then hit the assist button, one beat after, is that... I think, if I recall correctly, it causes him to break Z shielding faster if you summon him that way, which would make obviously a lot more sense, considering you have to luck into a very specific situation that isn't from neutral. But yeah, at least you got to see Peppermint's little like parry assist right there. Just dive kick in and like let off a few volley shots, and another shield instantly deleted.
Nice.
These things really can't stand up to much of anything, thankfully.
The fort is becoming unstable. The simulation is degrading.
That's the protection lens. See if you can destroy it, Chime.
Okay, let's let this Vart rip.
Yep, you know, that's the reason why they settled on that acronym.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I do also appreciate the detail of like little sweat beads coming down the side of the eyeball.
My bonus! No!
That programmer was right. It looks like Zanzo's burning through his budget.
Zanzo's immature creative vision prevents him from seeing the realities of development.
You can use this. No
Yes,
bonus.
Cinnamon's comments,
Full stop.
there's the sort of thing where in any other context you would think, way to be a fucking buzzkill.
Yeah, there's a message in there about game development, but I can't see it for some reason.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got the gimmick for the rest of the level now. The goal is to make Zanzo go bankrupt. Yeah, just make him so mad at us and like throw everything he's got that he just like wastes money frivolously.
So Zanzo was based on George Broussard?
I suppose, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Zanzo does strike me as the kind of person who would firmly believe in like the release date window of when it's done.
Yeah. Eventually trademark.
Yeah, like, I think even the worst part about that is how that was basically something that, like, it themselves used before George Broussard basically ran with it for Duke Nukem Forever, and I feel like it's because of that you can blame George Broussard for poisoning, like, that entire phrase. Because it probably at least had more merit when it said it, because at least it knew to release games on time. Relatively.
I mean, if I remember correctly, Bungie did it for some of the Halo games as well.
Oh, yeah.
Fairly
But yeah,
certain.
and now
they
you don't
said,
really see anyone do that post Duke Nukem Forever.
No, because when it's done, you know, fair enough. We understand that things take time to be good.
Yeah.
But one or two, shall we say, inaccurate uses of it does kind of tend to poison the well.
Yeah. I still think as well that like probably like I think the only company that would be able to get away with that, even though I don't think they should, is Valve, if they were to like just use that as like their excuse for why they are not putting out like
Anything.
you know, anything, Half-Life 3 or otherwise.
Well, they
A new
did.
Team Fortress, I don't know.
I did find out, because I got a Steam Deck recently, they actually released a sort of tutorial for the Steam Deck, where you have an office job at Aperture Science.
Oh, that's what that was for?
Yeah.
I keep seeing things about it, but like but I never looked deeper into like what the context for that was. I couldn't even tell if that was like actually a game or not.
It is. It's really just press buttons while the story unravels, and it does the Portal 2 thing of you can just stand there and the game will be funny at you. But like, they got J.K. Simmons back to play Cave Johnson, so
that's brilliant.
it's supposedly not canon to Portal 2, but you know, sort of like an offshoot, silly story. It's pretty decent, and you can play it on a regular PC as well.
Hey, look at that! You seen the budget go down. I love that, like, as well, because of Vandeley's status of, like, everything is, like, patented as them. Oh, yeah, there was the parry attack for Macaron you saw. It just deleted the shield in one go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wanting to bring up how, like, you know, like, basically Vandeley has their own currency, and the icon for it is suspiciously similar to, like, the yen. It's just the V is more pronounced. Fucking Kale. Oh, yeah. Kung Fu.
Show me.
Yeah. Reverb attacks also instantly delete Z shielding.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, again, it is something I remain so grateful for every time with this game, that it manages to like not be so overly rigid with how you're expected to deal with like a particular type of defense. Because like whatever the defense type is, you have like half a dozen options to deal with it. And that is another AR room destroyed. That's a big chunk.
You common folk don't understand quality. You just crave explosions. Well, if that's what you want.
Then we're gonna get it in the next video.